A bill is to allow people to open pharmacies and law firms by hiring pharmacists and lawyers. Sponsors of the U.S. LPGA have criticized the new English requirement for foreign players. The Korean government has announced plans to promote Taekwondo as world cultural heritage. Hello and welcome to KBS World News Today. It's Friday, the 5th of September. A bill is to allow people to open pharmacies and law firms by hiring pharmacists and lawyers. The intention is to improve service quality through higher competition, but critics say the move could worsen solar polarization.
Only licensed professionals are permitted to run pharmacies. But many people illegally borrow licenses to open drugstores. A bill will be submitted to Parliament to allow people without licenses to open pharmacies. The move is aimed at improving the service industry. Unlicensed individuals and corporations will be allowed to run drugstores by hiring pharmacists. If passed, the law will also apply to doctors, lawyers, certified accountants, and patent attorneys.
규제가 철폐되면 경쟁이 제고되고 그 경쟁을 통해서 가격이 낮아지고 품질이 좋아지기 때문에 소비자가 전체적으로 좋아질 수 있고요.
But critics say the law could result in severe polarization in such industries by creating excessive competition. The government wants to enact the law by the first half of next year, but will likely face strong opposition.
Broadcasting and Communications Commission will loosen regulations to allow media companies to own both television stations and newspapers. This is expected to usher in a new era in the domestic media industry.
The Korean Communication Commission says cross-ownership should be allowed for TV networks and newspapers. A newspaper company is banned from owning a news channel or a cable station and vice versa. But the Commission seeks to lift the restriction to promote the media's industry.
과감하게 풀고 투자를 촉진하기 위해서 획기적인 노력을 기울이겠다고 보고를 했습니다.
Terrestrial broadcast stations will be excluded from the deregulation. But news channels like YTN are open to acquisition by newspaper company. The Commission will also consider introducing a private media representative system to stimulate advertising sales. Furthermore, the government will initiate a long-delayed number portability system for Internet telephone next month. Wireless Internet service, or WIBRO, will also get mobile phone functions. The Commission says the planned measures are expected to create 290,000 jobs and more than $100 billion in output. Nothing was mentioned, however, about the policies on the media's public rules.
The ruling Grand National Party has pledged government support for the Saemangum redevelopment project in North Jeolla province. Prime Minister Han Sung-soo says the government will also promote the maritime industry to activate free economic zones.
Leaders of the ruling Grand National Party have visited the country's southwestern region for the second time since the Lee Myung-bak administration took office. They've pledged full support for the Saemangum reclamation project, the main issue in the southwestern region. The visit was apparently aimed at reaching out to Jeolla province residents.
당과 국회에서 새만금 단계 특위를 설치해서 여러분들 하신 일을 돕겠습니다.
The party leaders outlined their policies to implement the New Deal's Saemangum project, build a new port, establish a food cluster, and create an innovative city in the region. They also visited the Saemangum reclamation site. Prime Minister Han also attended a parliamentary forum where he pledged support for the project and a free economic zone.
여러분께서 오늘 주제입니다만 관심이 크신 연안지대 경제교육 발전에도 최선을 다해 약점을 드리겠습니다.
Han also promised to promote the maritime industry into a high value-added sector and an economic growth engine. He says the government fully realizes the importance of the maritime industry and is implementing strategies to nurture it. Foreign participants also proposed natural resource development in free economic zones, deregulation, and attraction of foreign direct investment.
Sponsors of the U.S. Ladies Professional Golf Association have criticized the new English requirement for foreign players. This movement contradicts the LPGA's claim that it has consulted with sponsors before setting up the new policy.
This year's LPGA State Farm Classic was won by Korean golfer Oh Ji-young. The runner-up was Yeonhee Tseng of Taiwan. 4 other Korean players finished in the top 10. State Farm Insurance was the tournament's sponsor. A UPI report says State Farm is against the LPGA's new policy of requiring English proficiency for foreign players. A State Farm Insurance source said in the magazine interview that the company is dumbfounded by the policy and urged the LPGA to reconsider.
State Farm were surprised, and we didn't quite understand the reasons for taking this action, and we've subsequently encouraged them to review what they've decided.
The company even went so far to say that it will reconsider sponsoring LPGA's event if the English proficiency policy is not reconsidered. Another LPGA sponsor, Choice Hotel Group, also says it will keep its eyes on the LPGA until the final decision is made. The LPGA says the new English rule is for the benefit of sponsors and golf fans. But the recent responses from the sponsors say otherwise.
Diesel cars have long been blamed for air pollution, but they have gradually become more eco-friendly. Recent tests show diesel cars emit the same level of dust as gasoline or LPG cars, but less carbon dioxide.
Diesel cars have long been considered contributors to environmental pollution, but the latest findings prove otherwise. Studies say diesel cars emit the same level of dust as gasoline or liquefied petroleum gas vehicles. But that only applies to diesel cars with emission-cutting devices that became mandatory in 2006.
실제로 배출하는 개수나 무게를 보면은 경유차에서 배출하는 매연의 배출량이 휘발유나 LPG, CNG에서 배출하는 것보다 결코 많지 않다 이렇게 말씀드립니다.
Tests show LPG, gasoline, and diesel cars all emitted approximately the same amount of dust on a 1-kilometer section. Diesel cars also emitted 193 grams of carbon dioxide, less than that of gasoline or LPG cars. The findings have led certain experts to praise diesel cars for reducing greenhouse gases in line with climate change treaties.
하이브리드 자동차가 광범위하게 보급되고 그것이 실제 우리 CO2 감축까지 연결되기까지는 너무나 많은 시일과 자본이 소요되기 때문에
Once the findings are verified, they will likely help change the perception of diesel cars.
Thursday was Taekwondo Day, commemorating the day when Taekwondo was adopted as an official Olympic sport in 1994. The Korean government has announced plans to promote Taekwondo as a world cultural heritage.
Taekwondo Day was designated when the Taekwondo Promotion Act was passed in June. The government will hold a grand celebration and implement for the first time comprehensive plan to promote the Korean martial art. The government says it wants to build a global cultural industry around Taekwondo. The success of this plan depends on how many Taekwondo matches are held. Taekwondo matches must be fairly run and exciting if the sport is to survive as an Olympic event after 2013, when International Olympic Committee trims the number of events to 25.
공정한 심판 제도를 도입하기 위해서 전자호구라든가 또는 비디오 판독 시스템을 통해서 잘못된 것은 바로 잡는 그런 모습을 보이도록 할 것입니다.
The government will also promote Taekwondo Park as a symbol of all Taekwondo lovers. Construction will begin next year.
태권도 공원에 오면은 단시간 내에 한국의 전통 문화를 체험할 수 있는 고장으로 육성할 생각입니다.
Taekwondo is practiced in 188 countries and is getting ready for a new future.
Olympic athletes have turned into summer Santa Clauses after enjoying success in Beijing last month. They have visited a small rural town to bring hope to an underprivileged but ambitious young boy.
The destitute Guryong neighborhood is nestled among the magnificent high-rises of Seoul's affluent Gangnam district. Many residents have left the area, but a group of Olympic stars has visited with a bunch of presents. They came to meet 11-year-old Sung Chan, who had to quit soccer because of his family's finances. The boy receives a soccer ball with their autographs. He says it's the best thing he has. He shows off his ball trapping skills to the guests. Sung Chan's parents are too busy to take care of him because they can barely make ends meet. Fencing star Nam Hyun-hee cooks a stew for Sung Chan, while weightlifter Yoon Jin-hee fills bowls with steamed rice. Other athletes prepare a table. The athletes say they know what Sung Chan is going through because they also came from poverty before rising to stardom.
무슨 일이 발생을 하던 그거는 이제 자기 스스로가 좀 더 강한 마인드를 갖고 이렇게 성장해 나가줬으면 하는 게 제 바람이에요.
The athletes say they hope Sung Chan can pursue his dream of being a soccer player just as they pursued their own sports dreams. They donated money and, more importantly, encouragement to the boy.
국가대표돼서 박지성처럼 외국에 나가서 뛰고 싶어요.
Daddy Longlegs is the story about an orphan girl getting help from an anonymous stranger. The third largest city of Daegu has its own Daddy Longlegs, who anonymously donates 1,000 large sacks of rice every year.
A visitor is greeted into the little room that is dark even at noon. The 72-year-old woman has no family or relatives, but she says she's not lonely thanks to an anonymous neighbor who sends her rice every year around the Chuseok holidays.
우리 같은 사람을 도와서 이렇게 주니 너무 감사하다. 그분한테 참말로 감사하다고 몇 번이라도 말하고 싶습니다.
The benevolent stranger insists on remaining anonymous. He began helping those around him after his wife passed away a decade ago. For the 6th year, the man has donated 1,000 10-kilogram sacks of rice, worth nearly $18,000 for those in need. He has the rice delivered to the district office and quietly disappears.
제목에 나오는 그 주인공이 너물 모르게 꾸준하게 선행을 하는 데서 따서 벌써 기다리 아저씨라고 저희들이 정했습니다.
The Chuseok holidays are just around the corner, but the poor are seeing less support due to the stagnant economy. But Daegu's Good Samaritan is doing the same as he does every year, helping the needy.
A ginseng festival is underway in Gumsan County, South Chungcheong Province. Ginseng bibimbap for 1,500 servings has topped the news at the festival. The event offers an opportunity to try diverse dishes made from ginseng and dig up big ginsengs firsthand. Gumsan has been holding a ginseng festival recently. The event has drawn scores of visitors ahead of the Chuseok holiday. The Gumsan Insan Festival marks its 20th anniversary this year. It features a wide variety of ginseng-related programs for visitors. An unusual competition draws visitors' attention. Contestants must pick ginseng seeds from a group of seeds. They have a hard time trying to catch ginseng seeds. Children are excited to try their hand at making ginseng rice cakes. Everything looks exciting and unusual to them. They learn how to trim ginseng and make rice cakes. Programs offering a chance to learn how to keep fit using ginseng enjoy popularity this year among visitors. Red ginseng foot bath is the most popular this year. Anyone regardless of age can try it.
이거 뭐 말로 표현할 수 없어요. 너무 좋아요.
Red ginseng improves blood circulation and metabolism. It also helps improve the complexion. Red ginseng facials have an outstanding effect. Hot scent packs are excellent at relieving fatigue. Hot scent packs containing ginseng and other medical herbs are ideal for families.
오늘 하루 종일 돌아다니려고 힘들었는데 딸이 이렇게 효도를 해주네요. 좋네요.
Gumsan County of South Chungcheong Province is blessed with ideal natural conditions for cultivating ginseng. Families have fun digging up ginseng at ginseng fields.
아이들 데리고 왔는데 공기도 좋고 체험도 되고 진짜 산교육을 하는 것 같아요.
The highlight of this year's festival is a gigantic ginseng bibimbap dish, or steamed rice with vegetables and ginseng, seasoned with chili pepper paste. The dish is big enough to be served to 1,500 people. The festival also introduces diverse dishes made from ginseng. Ginseng and fish porridge is one of them. It's made of rice, noodles, or wheat flakes, cooked in freshwater fish stock with chili pepper paste. It's Gumsan's specialty and an excellent stamina-boosting dish. Spiced ginseng and marsh snail salad is also popular among visitors. The crunch taste of the ginseng harmonizes perfectly with the chewy taste of marsh snails. Deep-fried whole ginseng also pleases visitors' palates. The bitter taste of ginseng and the sweet taste of red ginseng syrup make a fantastic combination. The festival will run through September 7th. Visitors are invited to enjoy the clean air and picturesque scenery of Gumsan at the Ginseng Festival to prepare their bodies for the fall season. Here are today's economic indicators and the weather. That's it for this edition of KBS World News Today. Have a nice weekend and thank you for watching.